Once again, welcome to Honoring Their Service. I'm Bob Riggio. With me is Charlie Szakacs, our veteran that we're going to be talking to today. And Charlie is one of the many veterans that live in the Black Hills area, that calls this area their home, that has dedicated a part of their life in the service of our country, whether it was home, whether it was overseas, or whether it was on the battlefield. Charlie, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you. I was born in Rapid City, went to school in Rapid, lived all my life, most of my life in Rapid.
And how about your family? How many siblings did you have in your family?
I got 5 sisters. My mom and dad's already passed away, but I got 5 sisters.
So you were the only boy?
Yep.
And you grew up here, went to high school here, and then you had the call from the government,
yep.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was drafted into the Army.
What year was this now, Charlie?
68 and 69.
Where did you have your basic training?
Fort Lewis, Washington. It rained. A week we got there early. We had for us to do, they made us dig one 12x12 and a 10x10 and one 8x8 square holes in the ground, carry the dirt out with our steel helmets and carry rock back and fill it full of rocks so the water could drain in at Fort Lewis when they had all the rain all the time.
Okay, and that's when you first got there?
Yep.
They had you dig in a ditch,
yep.
basically.
And I can remember the first meal I had there was powdered eggs and some sausage that didn't taste worth a dang and toast.
How old were you? 20.
No idea what we was getting into.
And that was basically for infantry?
Yeah, infantry. I was a foot soldier. I was out in the jungle, walked the jungle.
And that was your MOS, your specialty? Was it?
Yep.
Were you a little bit apprehensive about going to Vietnam?
Yeah.
Or what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? They sent you over there. When we went over there, flew over there, there was 327 of us on an airplane. A great big old jumbo jet. Took like 13 hours or so.
Do you remember when you first landed in Vietnam, what was your feelings, what was your experience?
Hot and humid, and a lot of swamps and everything. A lot of water all over.
And where were you stationed in Vietnam?
Lac Cay.
Lac Cay.
Yep.
Where was that relative to Saigon, or what?
I was about half a day Saigon. We drove truck down there every once in a while.
And tell us about some of your responsibilities while you were there.
Just protecting each of us out in the field and junk. When we was assigned, I carried the radio, so I had to stick close to the captain.
Were you on patrol?
Yes.
And if you were on patrol, why were you on patrol?
Hunting for the Viet Cong to see what they was doing and where they was moving. And you didn't know because it's out in the jungle, you couldn't see nothing. We got ambushed one time. We was pinned down from 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They fired over 3,000 rounds of artillery around us. And out of
the Viet Cong were firing artillery at
you? Our support group. Our support
group, okay.
Fired over 3,000 rounds around us, and out of my company, B company, there was 21 of us got wounded, 6 got killed, and the guy closest from me, my best buddy, got killed right beside me. And it makes you wonder, because why him and not me? Because he was married and had one little kid at home, and you stick your head about a foot above the ground or so, or 16 inches, and branches off of bushes and everything be breaking off.
And how long was this firefight?
From 10 to 3. 10 in the morning
to 3.
Yep. And then they finally got out. We moved to a different place where they brought the helicopter in to medevac the wounded out, and then they left the dead till the next day and went back and got those.
And this experience was not unusual.
No.
I mean, this is the kind of, every time you'd go out on a search and destroy mission, this is what you encountered.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to encounter. Sometimes you might go out and nothing. I never got diagnosed with PTSD till 30 years later, and I had to go see a shrink for a whole year. She told me to open up and talk about it. That's the only way to get it out in the open.
So for that period of time, you just sort of put that in the back of your mind and try to forget about it, but
yeah, and
it's just not possible, was it?
And I had a temper, and that was caused from PTSD.
And while over in Vietnam, you received not 1, but 2 Purple Hearts. Can you tell us about those Purple Hearts?
The first one was 10 days over, and we was out in the jungle, and they set a booby trap up above us in the trees, and a shrapnel hit me in the back of the neck. And then the second time was when we was pinned down from 10 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the second one was shrapnel too.
The second one was shrapnel too. What's amazing to me after the first one, Charlie, was the fact that you were asked to go out on these patrols again.
Yep.
And you went out on these patrols again, knowing. I mean, the first time you went out on a patrol, I mean, you really didn't have any idea what to expect because you had no experience. But after you got some experience on going on these patrols, but you still went on.
Yeah.
Why? Why, Charlie? I mean, was it just because you were ordered to?
That we was ordered to, and that was
your job?
Yeah, that was our job. Search and destroy.
And how long were you over in Vietnam?
I was over there 14 months.
And how many patrols do you think you went on, Charlie?
I imagine about 40 or so. Then after the second time I got wounded, when I got out, they transferred me to headquarters company. Then I took care of all the generals and everything. It was a deuce and a half. And I worked on resupply pad, hooking up them big Chinooks to food and ammunition and diesel fuel and everything to go out the field.